The beginning of April, I began writing Menlo Manor, a story that takes place in Cary, North Carolina that has many connections to Illinois. I spent the first 10 years of my life in Bloomington, Illinois, and Bloomington is the home of my fictional character, Calpurnius Kelly, age 72. It's also where his daughter, Connie, age 41, grew up. Additionally, Tanny Zanger, age 27, is an important, if peripheral, character who moved from the D.C. suburbs to Cicero, Illinois, after landing a job in Chicago. While the latter half of the 1960s was filled with turmoil, unrest, and protest, I remember my first decade as idyllic. Idyllic, but very segregated. Oakland Elementary, the school I attended for 6 years, became integrated in September of 1970 when the school added a single busload of students to the previously small enough so everyone walked or rode a bicycle to Oakland boundaries. Technically, Oakland was not 100% white prior to 1970, as the Asian American Valentine family attended Oakland, but there were no African Americans attending Oakland prior to the arrival of two siblings, a brother and sister, who desegregated Oakland Elementary. The desegregation did not go smoothly. My memories from fourth grade at Oakland are filled with many boys repeatedly picking fights and beating up the African American boy. Frequently, two junior white thugs would attack the lone black child. His sister, meanwhile, was merely screamed at and harassed rather than physically beaten. I guess things were idyllic only so long as we were homogenized. In August of 1971, my family moved to the D.C. suburbs and my life changed dramatically. Life 6 miles north of the D.C. Beltway was unimaginably different than what I experienced in small-town Illinois, where my father had worked at Illinois State University and adjacent Normal, Illinois. And while the students at Brookhaven Elementary were overwhelmingly white, the population was substantially more diverse than it had been in Oakland, and the greater diversity went hand in hand with more catcalling, fistfighting, and unrest. The unrest, of course, was because of those people, because everyone knew that the white man had tamed North America and made her great, and that the blame for any unrest belonged squarely on the shoulders of those uppity people. Right. Fast forward to April 10th, 2024, and zoom in on Lockport Township, a suburb of Chicago, where 70-year-old John P. Shadbar, a white man, has been arrested for shooting his next-door neighbor, Melissa Robertson, in the chest and hand. According to news reports, Shadbar's attempted murder was racially motivated and that he shot her after years of harassing her, her two children, and her partner for over a decade. One of Robertson's sons, Mikael Johnson, said Shadbar repeatedly shouted the N-word at him, his brother, and mother, and in one incident, Shadbar shouted the N-word directly in Mikael's face, an action that led to Ms. Robinson demanding an apology from Shadbar. The apology was followed by Shadbar appearing in his underwear while holding a gun. Mikael also said Shadbar would fire his gun in his yard and toss fireworks between their homes. Robertson's 8-year-old son witnessed his mother's shooting, and deputies reported that Shadbar made many self-incriminating statements during the standoff prior to his arrest, and that Robertson said they had repeatedly contacted the Will County Sheriff's Office. But the harassment continued until Shadbar's attempted murder of his white neighbor for the crime of loving a black man and giving birth to her two mixed-race children. When I hear "Make America Great Again," this is exactly what I see. I see hate-filled, ignorant people who know this land is our land, but it sure as hell ain't their land. We don't need to make America great again. We need to make her great for the first time, and greatness should not discriminate, subjugate, nor denigrate those people for their differences, but should embrace diversity. Because any naturalist can tell you that a homogenized ecosystem is far more vulnerable than is a diverse one.